Hello and a very good afternoon, kids. How are you all doing? How are you? Good to see you all back here. So, today we are going to learn about. Before we really go ahead, let me welcome you all to Me and Math Live. And what's the topic for the lesson today is geometry. So, hope my screen is visible to you, and we are starting geometry right from scratch. In geometry, we're going to be talking a lot about lines, angles on a line, angles about a point, angles, lines forming different types of angles, vertically opposite angles, parallel lines and angles, and much more. So let's get started. Hi, Advika. I'm good. Thank you so much. And how about you? So, before we really start, let's see our star student of the day. So, our star student of the day, I have a pen selected. One second. I need to refresh. So, in today's lesson, we'll very quickly, basic understanding you all have, we'll very quickly go with the standard understanding by just brushing up the previous learnings from your previous grades. Good, good. Okay. So, I don't know, for me, it feels like it's frozen. Is it the same for you as well? I mean, it's just not going smooth, I feel. Or it's fine for you. Just let me know. Hmm. I feel it's a little it's tucking a bit, no? What do you think, Advika? Give me one sec. Let me try back. Yeah, I just have settled it. I'm expecting it not to be going bad now. Let's see. Okay. So, kids, as we were discussing, we are going to be learning about geometry today. And this is the first lesson. That means we are going to be starting it right from the scratch. And for star student, that was the thing where we were last time. Okay. Let's start with today's mission. What all we have to do today. We're going to be talking about angles. I feel like you already know about them, like very quick introduction of angles, naming them, and then we'll right away 5 minutes interaction, and then we'll move to angles on a line. That means we can simply call it lines and angles. So, the major part of today's lesson would be covered as lines and angles, whether they are parallel lines, vertically opposite angles, angles on a parallel lines, angles on a line, angles about a point. So, lines and angles, I would say, and mixed up questions. Lines and angles. Okay, so let's get started with the thing. If I just simply draw, that is very basic again, I'm saying. If I just draw an angle like this, and if I say this is A, that's O, and this is B, right? So can you just name this angle? This is what the turn is. Can you name this angle? Just type the name of the angle. Just type in the name of the angle. Okay, that's to identify the type of the angle. Okay, so when we talk about the name, writing the name of the angle, so it's like we write it like angle. Either we're going to be starting with A and then we have to go to B. So just stand on A, you will just slide down and then run towards B. It could be one way like that. That means we will do A, O, B. That's how we name angles. And when we say types, that is identifying, acute angle, obtuse angle, right angle. They are identifying angles. How do we name angles? Before really going ahead, let me not assume anything. Like it would take 2-3 minutes, but because last year you would have done, now it's like a gap of one entire year doing geometry. So let's quickly revise those concepts and then we're going to be going ahead. This is the arm, two arms together, when they make the same intersection point, that means joining point, when they meet at the same point, we get an angle formed. And this is another arm. What an angle is? An angle is nothing but the turn between two arms. I will show you here. Say for example, we've taken, this is the base arm, like bottom one, and this is the another one. If I just start making it go up, so it gives you some space here. That's what the turn is, and this is what the angle is. We measure it in degrees, correct? We measure it in degrees, like some degrees, x degrees, y degrees, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, 20 degrees, whatever it is. So these two are arms of an angle. That's an arm. This is also an arm. When we name it, we're gonna be, so these are two rays which are having a same common point, joining point, and they are making an angle. When we have to name it, so what you do, either you start from the top, you slide down and then run. That is what it is. If you wanna go, so for kids, if I have to teach the same thing, I use a code. The code is RNC or SNR. SNR is what you have done. You were sliding down, slide and run. So from this point, say for example, this is A, that's O, and this is B. So what do? We first sit on B, just slide down A, slide down O. So if you slide, so you will do A, O, and then run towards B. So this is angle AOB. But if you are fat, you want to burn calories, you start with B. Run to O. So you started with B, you are running towards O. Once you reach O, start climbing up. It will burn your calories again. No? Go to A. So you have to, anyhow, from A to B you have to reach. If you go from A to B, you are sliding, have more fun, but you are not burning that much calories. But if you start from B and land to O, like run and climb, you will burn your calories. You'll be fit. So this is your way, what you want to pick, whether it's SNR or you're going to be taking it run and climb, RNC. Okay? So that's just the fun part of angles. Let me give you another angle and you try naming it. So if you are fit, you're going to be using SNR, like slide and run method. Slide and run method if you are fit. If you are fat, you're going to be using run and climb method. If I say this is P, that is Q and this is R. तो मेरे को बताना बच्चे, इसका नेम बताना और मेरे को टाइप भी बताना आप क्या पिक कर रहे हो, तो मुझे मालूम पड़ेगा आप फैट हो या फिट हो. नो? ओके, ट्राई. Quick. Oh, am I hiding the content? I'm definitely hiding, no? Just let me make myself moving there. For 2 minutes. Slide and run. Okay, so Advika, you are fit. No, Satish, you have not to tell like this. You have to give me the code. I will decode that. Like Advika has given me. Advika is saying PQR. So PQR is like first you slide and then run. That means you are fit. And if you do RQP, that means you are fat. So I'll take RQP. Right? So if I take RQP, can you guess whether I'm fit or fat? Quick. I'll label the angle as RQP. RNC. And you have to guess if I'm fit or fat. Jaldi karo bhai. That's how to label and name angles. Now let's talk about different types of angles very quickly. Another 1 minute we will invest understanding types. So kids, if the angle is made up of two very straight line connected end to end like this, making a 90 degrees, we call them right angle. We call this type of angle a right angle. इसको आप ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो कि these are the two sides. से for example एक आप square बनाओ या rectangle बनाओ और ये उस rectangle या square के दो adjacent sides हैं. अगर हम angle form कर रहे हैं दो adjacent sides के बीच में square या rectangle के, तो वो right angle ही बनेगा. So right angle is nothing but the angle that has the measure 90 degrees dot. Just 90 degrees. अभी अगर हम कोई angle लेते हैं which is say for example ये आपका 90 degrees हो गया, right angle हो गया, इसको बना लेते हैं. Let me connect. Okay. अभी हमने क्या किया? If any angle lies in this span, like 0 से बड़ा बट 90 से छोटा, तो ये सारे एंगल्स हमारे होते हैं acute angle. तो अगर मैं इसकी बात करूं तो what it is? It's an acute angle. Acute angle. Right? This is an acute angle. तो right angle measures 9. What is the measure? Let me write the measure. Measure 90 degrees है. क्या acute angle का एक डॉट like एक just one single measure हो सकता है क्या acute angle का, या हमें range of measurements मिलेंगे? Oh, Advika. Thank you, but I think I am SNR. I mean SNC. I would go with SNC. I mean RNC. ठीक है, so हम क्या कर रहे हैं? Let me move myself right side. Okay. Correct. So kids, here acute angle, I'm just simply asking whether we're going to be getting a single degree for acute angle or a range. Yeah, range is the right answer. तो अगर रेंज है तो उसको हम कैसे करेंगे? सबसे छोटा वाला acute angle क्या होगा? What would be the smallest acute angle? And what's the largest acute angle? So acute angle हमारा एक range है, तो I'll be drawing it like a range. यहाँ पर हम सबसे छोटा वाला लिखेंगे और वहाँ पर सबसे बड़ा वाला अक्यूट एंगल लिखेंगे. यू ट्राई, थिंक ऑफ इट, जस्ट थिंक क्या हो सकता है ये, एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू बी वर्किंग इट आउट. What do you think, kids? What acute angle will come up with as a range? Largest would be 89 degrees. हाँ ठीक है, क्योंकि 90 degrees पे तो वो हो जाएगा right angle. 89 degrees is the right answer. और smallest क्या होगा बेटा? वो the smallest acute angle will be. Satish, tell me quickly what the smallest acute angle will be. Exactly. Smallest वाला will be 1 degrees. 1 degree to 89 degrees. So ये हमारा range of acute angle है. Hope that makes sense. कई बार नो अगर हम because in questions we get x, measure the value of x, find the measure of x, something like that. तो x जो आपका है acute angle है वो आपका greater than and equal to 1 degrees, 1 degree, sorry. ओके और लेस देन और इक्वल टू 89 डिग्री. ये मैं सिंबल आपको एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. ये इनइक्वलिटी, व्हाट डज दिस मीन? दिस मीन्स दैट एक्स इज नथिंग बट हम रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं अक्यूट एंगल को एक्स से. एक्स जो है बड़ा होगा या इक्वल होगा, बिकॉज इट्स ओपनिंग द माउथ टूवर्ड्स एक्स, दैट मीन्स एक्स इज ग्रेटर. एक्स इज ग्रेटर और इक्वल टू 1. इफ़ इट इज़ जस्ट लाइक x इज़ ग्रेटर देन 1 तो हम 1 नहीं ले सकते, फिर हमारी वैल्यूज हो जाएंगी 2, 3, 4 एंड सो ऑन. बट ये बड़ा है 1 से और इक्वल भी है तो हमने इक्वल का साइन लगा दिया. ठीक है, अभी ये तो स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट हो गया. हमें एंड भी तो करना है. अगर आपसे कोई इक्वलिटी के फॉर्म में, इनइक्वलिटी के फॉर्म में पूछता है कि अक्यूट एंगल की रेंज लिखो, तो आप क्या कर रहे हो? x इज़ ग्रेटर देन 1 डिग्रीज, ये गलत, 1 डिग्री ये गलत हो रहा है. आप इक्वल करोगे क्योंकि 1 को भी लेना है आपको. हाँ ये आप ज़रूर कर सकते हो बेटा. x इज़ ग्रेटर देन 0 डिग्रीज, 0 डिग्री, 0 डिग्री से बड़ा है x, है कि नहीं? 0 हम नहीं लेंगे, 1 से स्टार्ट कर देंगे. ये भी कर सकते हो. और या फिर आप सिर्फ करोगे x इज़ ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 1 डिग्री. बट इसको रोकना भी है. हम इसे कहाँ तक ले जाएंगे? x को छोटा कर देते हैं 89 से. बट अगर छोटा कर देंगे तो ये 89 को नहीं लेगा, ये 88 पे रुक जाएगा. तो हम इक्वल का साइन भी ड्रॉप करेंगे. इज़ लेस देन इक्वल टू 89 डिग्रीज. क्या ये बात समझ आ रही है या बहुत ट्रिकी है? इट्स नॉट द पार्ट ऑफ योर करिकुलम, डोंट वरी. आई जस्ट वॉन्टेड टू एक्सप्लेन यू, डिस्कस विद यू, सो आई डिड. अगर आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा है, वी विल लीव इट. इफ़ यू अंडरस्टैंड, जस्ट ड्रॉप योर मैसेज, ड्रॉप. आई जस्ट वांट टू सी द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Tell me, did you understand that, the inequality I wrote? और अगर आपको ये समझ आया तो let me see. अगर आपको ये समझ आया तो मैं कहूँ you have an angle. Hey, you have an angle. 1 second. Okay, you have an angle that is greater than, maybe greater than and equal to 5 degrees and less than equal to 10 degrees. तो आप मुझे y की वैल्यू बता सकते हो? क्या क्या वैल्यू होगी? इफ़ यू डिड, ओके ठीक है, मैं फिर से एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. देखो बेटे, जैसे हम we are having a box, right? It has a lot of numbers. Say for example, it has 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there, and so on, it has numbers till 10. So what I'm saying, I'm asking you to just tell me the range of numbers in the form of inequality. तो हमने एक वेरिएबल ले लिया x, क्योंकि x 1 भी हो सकता है, 2 भी हो सकता है, 3 भी हो सकता है. इफ़ आई से, इफ़ यू से x इक्वल्स 1, तो क्या केवल एक नंबर है वहाँ पर? नहीं, आपको 1 भी मिल सकता है, 2 भी मिल सकता है, 3 भी मिल सकता है, आपको 10 भी मिल सकता है. इक्वल्स 1 मतलब आपके बॉक्स में केवल 1 पड़ा है. नहीं, तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, x इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 1. तो यहाँ पर हमने क्या किया, x 1 भी है और x 1 से ज़्यादा भी है, लाइक ग्रेटर देन 1 भी है आपके पास. सबसे छोटा नंबर 1 है, सबसे बड़ा नंबर 10 है. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, x इक्वल्स 10 मिल रहा है और x लेस देन 10 भी मिल रहा है. तो जब ये चारों इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें एक साथ लिखनी होती है तो हम क्या करते हैं, x को बीच में लिखते हैं, x को ग्रेटर का सिंबल डालो, लेस का सिंबल डालो, इक्वल का सिंबल डाल दो. इक्वल में सबसे इधर साइड, लेफ्ट साइड छोटा और राइट साइड बड़ा. लेफ्ट साइड वुड बी, लेफ्ट हमेशा छोटे नंबर्स होते हैं, राइट साइड बड़े नंबर्स होते हैं. नंबर लाइन अगर आप चेक करोगे तो ऑल द स्मॉलर नंबर्स लाइक 0, ये सारे नंबर्स स्मॉलर नंबर्स हैं क्योंकि वो लेफ्ट में है, और ये सारे नंबर्स लार्जर नंबर्स हैं, दे आर एट राइट. है ना, हम ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं. तो आपने क्या करना है, आप इनइक्वलिटी को बहुत ज़्यादा समझने की कोशिश मत करो, बस अभी हम ये लेकर के चलते हैं क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चंस आपके फॉर्म करते हैं. यू नो, डायरेक्टली इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं होगा कि आपको लिखने को बोल रहा है या, लेकिन आपको रेंज देगा इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस की. तो अगर मैं बोलती हूँ एक्सिस, आपको मैंने कुछ रेंज दे दी, तो आप इक्वल इक्वल का साइन लो और सबसे छोटा वाला नंबर यहाँ पर लिखो जो अवेलेबल है और सबसे बड़ा वाला नंबर वहाँ पर लिखो. तो हमारे आंसर्स एक्स के क्या होंगे, x 1 भी हो सकता है, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 तक नंबर्स आ जाएंगे. ओके, तो अगर ये थोड़ा सा भी समझ आया, इट इज़ आउट ऑफ द ट्रैक ऑफ आपका ज्योमेट्री. अगर ये थोड़ा सा भी समझ आया है और मैं आपसे बोलूँ कि y जो है 1 से लेकर, आई मीन दिस इज़ व्हाट द इनइक्वालिटी इज़, क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हो कि बॉक्स में नंबर्स कौन कौन से प्रेजेंट हैं? इफ़ इट इज़ समथिंग लाइक दिस, वेट अ सेक, है ना, आउच. इफ़ इट इज़ समथिंग लाइक दिस, तो बॉक्स में नंबर्स कौन कौन से प्रेजेंट हैं, कैन यू टेल मी? Think and tell me. ओके, बट इक्वल साइन भी हमने लिया है ना. जब हम इक्वल साइन भी ले रहे हैं तो हम वो नंबर्स भी ले रहे हैं, लेफ्ट और राइट के नंबर्स भी ले रहे हैं, है ना, बिकॉज y इज ग्रेटर बट y इज इक्वल ऑल्सो. 2 3 and 4, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड आद्विका? 2 3 and 4 इज करेक्ट, वेरी गुड. 2 3 4 है इस बॉक्स में, बट ये हमने इक्वल साइन भी तो डाला है, मतलब y जो है वो 5 से छोटा है. जब 5 से छोटा है तो मतलब 4 है वहाँ पर, 3 है वहाँ पर, 2 है, बट y इज़ इक्वल टू 5. तो जब हमें ये दोनों कंडीशंस दिखानी होती हैं तो हम एक नया सिंबल यूज़ करते हैं, y इज़ लेस देन इक्वल टू. दिस इज़ द मिक्स्ड सिंबल फॉर लेस देन एंड इक्वल टू बोथ, राइट. तो अभी आप लिखकर बताओ मेरे को कौन कौन से नंबर्स होंगे, what all are the numbers going to be there in the box? Right, so we will be having 1 as well as 5 there. Now we were talking about naming angles. That naming angles, I hope you are understanding, as well as types of angles. We have seen acute angle, we have seen right angle. Now let's talk about obtuse angle. Okay, so what an obtuse angle is. acute angle हमने डिस्कस कर लिया. फिर से हम एक स्टैंडर्ड एंगल 90 डिग्री का बनाएंगे. से फॉर एग्जांपल okay, this is what the right angle is. Correct? This is what the right angle is. Let me connect it. Okay, now if I just make an angle greater than 90 degrees but less than the straight, less than 180, तो ये हमारा हो जाएगा obtuse angle. ये angle, it would look something like this. This is an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle की range आप मुझे बताओगे? Can you tell me the smallest obtuse angle and largest obtuse angle? Just think and tell me. Smallest and largest obtuse angle. Yeah, that's correct. And you have to tell me the obtuse angle now. सबसे छोटा obtuse angle कौन सा होगा? Smallest will be 91 degrees. That is correct. So it will start from 91 degrees. 91 is the smallest. And it will range from 91 degrees to सबसे बड़ा वाला कौन सा होगा? (179 degrees). Very good. 179 degrees would be the smallest. Oh, sorry, largest. And if you get, say for example, this is your baseline, base arm, and the other arm you will stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and make it go very straight that side, opposite side. This entire turn is 180 degrees. And this type of angle is a straight angle. I know I'm hiding it. Okay, wait a sec. This is the straight angle. Straight angle and right angle, they have a fixed value. Acute angle and obtuse angle, they have variable values, like they have range. Okay, now kids, we are going to talk about complementary angles. Complementary angles. My C looks like O. Let me just correct that. Complementary angles. Complementary angles क्या हैं? दो acute angles add up to, two angles are adding up to 90 degrees. The sum is 90 degrees. See, दो shapes बन गए. Two angles add up to, it could be anything. Like two, I'm just taking the placeholder, angles add up to 90 degrees. Okay. If we have to explore acute angle, I'm just trying to, 1 second, refresh this. Expand this. Okay, so let's, these two, they both pink and blue, they are acute angles, and this is a 90 degree. So what we'll do, we will slide to make that pink one setting up to one of the angle and blue one another angle. They both are adding up to 90 degrees. इधर पे 90 degrees, इधर पे 90 degrees. So दो left right की arms जो हैं वो 180 पूरा बना रहे हैं. मतलब अगर आप यहाँ से start करो, blue, pink और grey section, ये पूरा 180 है. But केवल blue and pink section is making 90 degrees. Okay. Now, as they are complementary to each other, pink and blue, if you reduce one, the other one will increase. If you increase one, the other one will decrease. But they will always be equal to 90 degrees. Hope that makes sense. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पर stop कर दूँ, and if I ask you, okay, blue is 90 degrees, what would the pink be? What the measure of pink over here will be? Can you guess it? They always are making. Siddhi, you are in a wrong class. It's for 7th, 8th. Okay. Complementary angles are angles which are adding up to 90 degrees. Two angles, when they add up to 90 degrees, we call them complementary angle. Right? Two angles, if you add them up, they make 90 degrees. So if one is 10 degree, what the other one would be? 10 degrees, what the other one would be? Just think. If one is 10 degrees, tell me quickly what the other angle would be. Complementary is 90 degrees. Tell me, I didn't get any answer yet. Yes, if one is 10 degrees, the other one would be 80 degrees. Why? Because we have to make together 90 degrees. So if it is 10, that would be 80. Okay, if I say this is 40, what that would be? We have to make always 90 degrees. The other one will be, very good, the other one would be 50 degrees. That's correct. If one is 70 degrees, what the other one will be? If they both are complementary. Yeah, that's correct. If one is 70 degrees, let's imagine the blue is 70 degrees, right? What the pink is, what the measure of pink is. If one is 70 degrees, 70, you have to land to 90, 80, 90. Wouldn't that be 20 degrees? Just 20 degrees, right? Okay, if I say 40 degrees, the blue one is 40 degrees. What the measure of pink is? Think. If the blue is 40, the pink is if the blue is 40, what the pink is? Yeah. If blue is 40, then the pink will be 50. That makes 90 degrees. If the blue is 60 degrees, what the pink would be? They both are complementary. Complementary, what special do they have? They add up to 90 degrees. Yeah. If blue is 60 degrees, what pink will be? Think. If blue is 60 degrees, the blue thingy is 60, what the pink one would be? Yes, 30 degrees. So they are complementary angles. I hope you're understanding them. Now we'll talk about supplementary angles. What supplementary angles are? They always add up to 180 degrees. If I say one is 90, the other one will be 90 as well. Because they add up to 90 degrees. We call them supplementary angles. If one is 50, the other one would be 130. Understanding? If one is reducing, the other one would be increasing. But Why is it happening? Because they all have to give the same sum always, 180 degrees. So when it gives 180 degrees, we call that supplementary. When it gives 90 degrees, we call it complementary. Do you think you are understanding something about complementary and supplementary angles? Complementary and supplementary. So complementary starts with C, supplementary starts with S. C is smaller than S. So we just keep 90 and 180. 90 is smaller than 180, so it goes with C. Smaller goes with smaller, larger goes with larger. Supplementary is having S, the initial letter. So S goes with the larger one. Like that. Anything, whatever makes sense to you. So the angles on a line is 100 degree, straight degree. Supplementary is straight. So S for supplementary, S for straight, and straight is always 180 degrees. You can think like that also. Okay, now I'm going to give you a few questions based on supplementary and we will work it out. So if I ask you kids, this is 30 degrees, what the measure of X, angle X? Tell me. If this is 60 degrees, what's the measure of X? A and B, two questions you have in here. If you're standing, just quickly answer. A is 150 and B is 120. That is correct. So there wouldn't be any problem understanding and finding out the angles like this. The next trickier one comes, say for example, I'll be creating few questions. This is the straight line. If I give you three angles here, say for example, this is 40 degrees, that is 60 degrees, what this measure is? It is X. Similarly, if I say if this is 55 degrees and that's X. Try these two questions. A is 80 degrees, that's correct, Advika. And for B? B is not 125. 125 is obtuse. Does it look like obtuse? This angle, just this much. I tricked you. Just be careful. That's a tricky question. Look at it carefully. What's the measure of x? Shall we do it together? Yeah, it's not 125. Then what it is? Just think and tell me. And what was the trick here? You have to tell that to me as well. What was the trick hidden here? No. Now look here. Look here. See, here you only know one angle. Actually, you know all the angles. See, that was 55 degrees. That's fine. This is 90 degrees. Can you not see this symbol? That means it's 90 degrees. So generally, when we have to trick the questions, what do? We just show you, now you wouldn't be getting tricked. No further tricking. Because you know that even if they are not showing the measure of all the angles, with this symbol, this one, this is 90 degrees. And if I say, okay, this is 24 degrees, what that angle is. So you can do these type of questions. Can you do it now? Try it. Try. It's an acute angle. X is an acute angle, no? Yes. That's 35 degrees. Yes. And the top one, the other question, what the angle of that, what the measure of that angle? Okay, good. Try and tell me the answer. Now there wouldn't be no more tricking. You can really figure it out. $70, but that's 24. It is 24 degrees. Can you see it properly? This is 24 degrees. Okay, you can't understand the top one. This is it is 24 degrees if you are reading it as 240 degrees. It's 24, and you have to find out this one, question mark, x equals what? Does that make some sense now, Advika? Or you want to do it with me together? Quick. Satish, 70 would not be the answer. 36 wouldn't be the answer. Yeah, then what is the answer, Advika? Satish is saying 66. Do you think 66 is correct? Are you getting the same or something else? Okay, you both are getting 66 degrees. Let me quickly check and see if you both have done it correct or not. So that was the hidden one. Only smart students can understand, and I feel like you both are smarter enough to understand. That's 90 degrees. 90 and 24. They add up to 114 degrees. 180 take away 114 degrees, that is 6 and 6. Or you can also do, okay, it's 90, just look at the complementary angles. Just 90 take away 24, that will give you 66 degrees, right? When it's 90 degrees, you really have not to worry about that 90. You are just left with this 90 degrees. Simple. 90 take away that. I mean, this section, the left section is something like, you know, you have a question, the complementary question. It is something like this. Okay. This is 24 degrees and that is x. Can you now find that? Because that part is 90 degrees, so we have not to worry about. We just have to look at this part. Hope that makes sense. We will sit back in our next lesson and go ahead with probably more on geometry only, where we will be talking about vertically opposite angles, angles about a line, tricky question, mixing up all the different properties of, you know, angles on a line, vertically opposite angles together and about a point, and parallel lines, angles on a parallel line, like corresponding, alternate, interior, exterior, and everything. So see you in our next lesson. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Keep learning with me and ma'am. Bye bye.